Hey everybody, Michael Brodie here. Welcome to Confessions of a Virtual Boss, and today we're going to talk about how to build a digital marketing team with a small budget. It's going to be real fun. I'm going to really dive into it all here. But first of all, for all my new listeners, if this is your first time listening, then thanks for coming. The podcast is produced daily, Monday to Friday. All our podcasts with videos and other goodies can be found at www.michaelbrodie.net. Come back often and feel free to add the podcast to your favorite RSS feed or iTunes. And you can follow me direct on Twitter at The Virtual Boss. All links are in the show notes. Now let's do what we do best, and let's get back to today's show and let's make today's show real special. Let me ask you something. If you could treble your income within 12 months, would you? Sounds a simple question. Sounds like one of those rhetorical questions. But the good news is you can. And in this show, I'm going to show you how to use leverage and build a crazy digital marketing team that will help blow your business up and really take things to the next level. Things that you thought would take 5 or 10 years to achieve, you can do in 12 months. And I'm going to show you how in this podcast today. You're going to discover the following. These are just some things we're going to really uncover, in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes. However long this show happens to go on for. Whenever I just pack the value. I do some kind of like show notes. I never do scripts. I'm not a script person. And I do show notes. But sometimes I just add so much in every different area that we just keep adding and adding and adding. If I think it's relevant, just get it in there. My job is to provide as much value as possible. So I'm going to show you how to build a marketing team with experts in each area of the business. So you got the SEO, the digital marketing guy, whatever it is. For under $2,000 a month, you're going to have at least 2 or 3 experts in there. How to dominate your competitors and find customers or paying customers, people that want to spend money. They want to, hey dude, there is some money on the table. You got to take it. Otherwise your competitor is. And then they're going to buy your meal when you got a business. So learn how to dominate your competitors and find paying customers. The secrets to leveraging time. I'm about leverage. I'm about manipulating time as much as I can. And I'm not talking about some, Back to the Future style movie. I'm not in Hollywood. I'm sitting here in Davao City right now in the Philippines, not Los Angeles. Although it's a very nice place, parts of it. Okay, so we're also going to show you today, I'm going to show you how hiring freelancers is both good and bad for your business. I'm going to show you both sides of the coin. And then, of course, there's going to be other random things that just happen to come into my crazy, British, eccentric mind as I talk to you today. There's always something that pops into my mind, and I'm just going to chuck it in there because, at the end of the day, I'm not a robot. We have not been taken over by robots yet. I feel like a radio announcer, I imagine. We are about to be invaded by robots. They're going to talk about hiring virtual staff and virtual assistants in the Philippines. I don't think that would happen, do you? Maybe it would. Who knows? Maybe they hire VAs. E.T., maybe he's got his own VA to handle all the, the extraterrestrial or whatever stuff it is. Maybe he doesn't like doing the formalities of everyday alien life. Anyway, enough of that. Okay, so you need an advantage. How to get that advantage, and why does everybody not do it? And ultimately, what advantage can you get? And that advantage, I always say to everybody, and I keep saying it on every podcast and every area of business, is utilize globalization. Hire low-cost, skilled, remote workers who can do the jobs to blow your business up. And I'm not just talking about, I know people talk about replacing themselves, and I often do as well. I have a great lifestyle. I love my life. And I have the ability to work when I want, and I don't have to work as hard as I do. Sometimes I decide to take a few days off, a week off. I just want to go, hang out in the water and play some water sports if I want to do that. But what I'm saying here is you need to get an advantage. My advantage, my ace card, I'm going to tell you right now, is I have skilled staff. I have skilled staff in the Philippines, all remote, home-based. But they know more than I do. For example, I've got a developer, he's Python and different languages. And he is way, way smarter than I am when it comes to programming. And that's the secret. You hire people smarter than you, but you hire low-cost people who are smarter than you. You know, keep the ego at home. You can hire somebody for $600 a month, $700 a month, who's an expert in programming. Hire them. It takes your business to the next level. Hire the SEO expert if they know more than you. Hire the content writer. So hire all these people and get the advantage while you can. Because eventually everybody's going to wake up to this. So we've got to get involved now. We got to find ways to add value. We got to find ways to create something that helps blow our businesses up. Leverage time. How do you multiply your value without being, cloned? But you can technically become cloned. We're not going to get a lookalike coming out of you. This isn't like a Terminator movie. But you can leverage time by multiplying your value. Hiring skilled, low-cost, remote workers who can multiply the value, do way more than you can. Think big. You've got to really think big about this. Treble your productivity. Never mind 10x. We hear people saying, let's 10x it. Okay, you 10x it. But if you've got a guy who's got 4 other guys working for him low cost who are also 10xing it, they're going to fucking kick your ass. They're going to 40x it. Add an extra 0. Add the fresh blood to the team. Create something. Freelancers, I promised I'd touch on this. Good or bad? Depends. I look at a freelancer like this, okay? It's not a long-term fix. I'm into building teams that build businesses, that make money. Hiring remote workers full-time in the Philippines is a game changer. It changed, I tell you this so much, it changed the whole way I do business. I've even built a business now that's helping people do the same, virtualstaff.ph. It's just a marketplace that helps, connect Philippine VAs or virtual workers with entrepreneurs like yourself. But initially I did, the Philippines just changed it for me. Freelancers are a bit like corn vehicle recovery. If you're in the UK, the RAC, right? If your car breaks down, these boys will come get you home, but they don't provide you long-term transport. They don't replace the car for you. They just provide you a lift home and tow your car. That's what I see freelancers as, a temporary fix. I see virtual workers, low-cost skilled virtual workers, as a long-term solution. That's the difference for me. Dominate, don't compete. Dominate your market space, own it. Be known as the expert in your niche. I'm talking about the go-to guy. Be one of the people at the forefront of the industry. I get so many calls and messages on LinkedIn. I get a lot of messages. And from people all over the world. I had a guy in Singapore contact me a few days ago. I have a lot of Americans. I started to speak American now. A lot of Americans call me and email me. And a lot of people back home in Britain as well. And they ask me these questions. They ask me obviously about outsourcing. They ask about virtual assistants, remote employees. But what questions do people ask you? If you're not getting people sending you at least 2 or 3 questions a day, I'm talking an email or a LinkedIn message. Specifically, I'm not talking about some kind of blast mail. I'm talking about a specific reach out to you as a person. You need to crank up your branding. You need to showcase your expertise. You need to put it on display. Yesterday alone, I got, there was 11 or 12 people contact me about such things as, I had someone contact me about doing a keynote speech. I had an accountant call me back from the UK. He asked if I could help him create a remote team of accountants and bookkeepers in the Philippines. Make sure people know what your expertise is. They really need to make sure. So back to this whole, how do you build the digital team? How do you blow the business up? How do you treble the income? It's simple, okay? Hire experts, low-cost, skilled experts. Hire an SEO guy. Hire a digital marketer. Hire, a content writer. Hire the experts who are are going to give you the skills, and then your team, and then just crank it up. I'm talking go at it all in. Have an expert in each area, have a clear goal, clear vision, and do what your competitors aren't doing. Utilize this opportunity. That is my advice. But I always tell people common sense is not so common. It really isn't. And a lot of people, they still have these misconceptions, and they've maybe had a bad experience, whatever it happens to be. This isn't hard. This is not hard. I mean, come on. We're not talking about, I'm not talking about here about, billions of dollars. I'm talking about just maybe, cranking it up, making a couple $100,000 a year, making $1 million a year, whatever it is for you. This isn't, great, huge sums of money. It's easy to do by building a digital team, by building a remote team. So really do think about this and really think about how you can utilize this and use leverage, because there's so much of it out there. Leverage and common sense, combine them and bang. Get out there, interact with your customers, push your brand message, push the SEO, push the digital marketing, push the videos, do the podcasts like this. Whatever it happens to be, but just go all out and have the experts there to help you do it. One last quick thing I'm going to put in before the show ends, totally off topic, but I watched a movie 3 days ago, actually, the McDonald's movie called The Founder. It was really interesting. It was hard to tell really what I thought of Ray Kroc. I don't know if he did some amazing things. He created a crazy company, or he blew up a crazy company, should I say, at the next level. But it was a really fun movie to watch. If you like kind of business, loosely based documentary style movies, it's definitely worth checking it out. It was fun to watch, and you might enjoy it. So that's just my kind of movie of the week. Let's call it the movie of the week. Should we do this a regular thing? Michael's movie of the week. Okay, so that's the show. Thanks for listening. The Confessions of a Virtual Boss podcast. It comes out almost daily. Any questions? Email me at michael@michaelbrodie.net. Or you can always get me on Twitter. Tweet me, twat me, or whatever it is. Tweet me, I think it is. At the Virtual Boss. Until next time, take care.